better, it's just getting worse. They'll stick you up for all your cheddar.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Rants and Tangents Podcast with Daryl Smith Jr.
Shayla.
And Ray Parker.
And hey, y'all, do y'all want to get straight to it, or y'all want to go through the pleasantries?
Mm-hmm. We have to start with the pleasantries.
So how y'all doing?
Good. Life is good, B. Shay, how's life since grad school?
Pretty
Since
weird.
finishing the thing.
Oh, Daryl gonna start the episode by burning some. That's how you start the episode.
City, bro.
That's how you start the episode. Let's cleanse the air real quick.
Let's
Cleanse the
cleanse it.
atmosphere. Make sure everything is vibing at its proper frequency.
I would have brought out the lamps, salt lamps, but they can't get picked up on the camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta burn some
I put
sage.
one in my calm down area.
Mm-hmm.
When I made it for when I was a student teaching, and my professor, because I had to take a picture of it because we have to have like evidence of what we've done or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He was like really concerned about it being in the second grade classroom.
Why? What they
He
gonna
was
do?
like, it's a rock. The kids are going to throw it. I was like, they're not going to throw it.
They see it as a lamp. If they see it as a lamp,
It's
they
plugged
won't throw
up. It's like a cord to it. They did, however, ruin stress balls.
How? How do you ruin a stress ball?
Popped it. One of them stole one.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's children, though, I guess.
So was you, Ski?
I'm good, man. Just taking life a day at a time.
Eagles just scored. Touchdown.
I'm not gonna celebrate right now. I'm just gonna keep my composure. So that's why I'm distracted right now. I'm kind of worried about the Eagles and also making sure I share this on all my platforms before we get the show fully started. Yeah. But at the same time, life is good, man. I'm making it. I've been making it a priority to not complain, to just take things as they come. So with that being said,
you said
to not complain. Yeah. So I'm just taking life as it comes. So I don't have no complaints. Life is good. I woke up. I'll just say that. I'll start there.
That's always lit.
As for me, I'm doing well. I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. I took off last Thursday and Friday. Just never enough days.
Nope.
I need a 3-day weekend every weekend.
I think the work week should be 4 days by now.
Well, Philly just passed their fair work week bill, and so that's a thing. People will be getting their schedules 2 weeks ahead of time if you work in certain industries. Not really what you were saying, but I just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in to Philly politics. But, all right, let's get into it.
Hold on, I had a conversation last night. I'm sorry, real quick. But so I was talking to Leaf about the whole 20% tip thing, right? And
oh yeah, okay, 20% all the time, not every time.
No, but my thing is, these are just. It's not like a rule. This is just a ideal standard set by people who want to profit off of you.
Right.
So don't be shamed or feel bad that you didn't tip 20%. You paid the prices as they were on the menu. Maybe if their employer wanted to actually pay them minimum wage instead of trying to cut their wages and seeing or insinuating or assuming that the customer should pick up the rest and make up for whatever they're going to get, is just not really cool to an effect. Because if you work at like a high-end restaurant where people are a little more wealthy and tend to tip more, I get it. But if you work at a chain restaurant like Red Lobster, same standards don't apply. Like,
so I tip according to service. You gotta earn a 20% tip. Your standard tip is 18%. Shitty service is 15 and below. I'll give you more than 20%. I don't know what you're gonna do to have got that from me, but you must have done some spectacular things to get more than that. But quality service, I'll definitely give you 20%. Just average service, you'll get 18 from me. Below average service, 15 or lower.
my thing is, I don't want people mad at the customer for helping them get the minimum wage where their employer should be.
Sure. I used to be a server. I was a server at one point one summer. I always got quality tips. It's all about you as the server. if you want a quality tip, you gotta earn it. And everybody don't got it. I just assumed that if you came to the restaurant, you had the money to tip, and so you do what you gotta do to get that tip. Check on them. See, for me, it's like if you haven't checked on me, don't think that you're about to get.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like, if you bought my food, and now a lot of these restaurants, your server's not actually the one bringing your food; it's somebody else.
Yeah.
So if you ain't even bringing my
who
food,
are you tipping? It's like 50 people that came to the
Exactly.
table. Like, who am I really tipping?
who's getting this tip?
I think it's just for the experience, though. Just like, all right, if everybody did their job, if everybody was to a certain level, then I think it's a group effort in making everybody happy and providing that experience.
Sure.
I don't know. But yeah, I just had a conversation about that. Like, nigga, don't feel bad about, at the end of the day, these standards are set by people that, I mean, if I could set my own standards for shit, I'd be saying 25% too. Like, fuck. Another sidebar. Remember
I
chicken
gotta give you a
pizza?
quarter of the total cost of my meal. That's crazy.
I
might
give
as
you
well-
1/5 of the total cost of my meal. It's just, I think it's still.
Like, going out to a restaurant is already low-key absurd. Like, the amount of money you spend on that thing, you could have, like, fed your family for a few days
Or a week.
cooking at home.
Mhm.
So to add gratuity to it, or, like, you know what I don't like? If it's 5 or more people here.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
6 or more.
Yeah.
That's the gratuity, and the T is your tip.
That's.
So 3 people gotta sit at different, or 3 people at this table, 3 people at that table.
All I'm saying is don't put the pressure on the clients, the customers, to get your employees to minimum wage. How about you pay them what they're supposed to get paid to work, and then we can still tip them and they make walk away with more money.
Yeah,
I
what
like
was
that.
the,
more.
what thoughts went into that? Like, the wages of,
A waitress.
of servers.
That was
like,
a
what
loophole.
Yeah, it was tip-based services.
Mm.
Do you tip? Well, when you used to go to a barber, did you tip your barber?
Sometimes, yeah. It was just a standard for me. Like, you know what I mean? It was a 25 a cut. He charged 20, but I used to pay 25.
Tip your mechanic?
Never.
Like, what services should we be tipping for?
Honestly,
I'll tip anybody who gives me great service.
I don't know
You ever
because
tip the guy at the halal truck?
never.
I have plenty of times.
Who do I tip? I mean, but outside of restaurants, that is. I don't know. I take people that prepare my food very seriously in terms of I appreciate a great meal. As far as my mechanic goes, you tell me your price, I'm paying it. That's it. I don't haggle. That is one thing
Oh
I
no,
don't
fuck
do.
that! I have one. What are you talking about?
I'm not a haggler. So if you tell me what your price is, that's what you're getting. I'm not gonna try to talk you down. Now, if I know you inflating some shit, I'm like, I'll call you back. You know what I'm saying? But I don't go back and forth with people. I don't got time.
No, if
shop
I know
around.
how much something should be cost,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I'll haggle. I'm all listen. I want to
I'm
pay
not-
as little as possible for everything.
I let people play themselves though. You'll know at the end of the day. Like obviously, I'm gonna inflate the price on the first time to see if you try to have. Oh, you expected a negotiation? No, you just won't get my business.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's still haggling to me.
That
I'm-
is haggling.
Let me
It's
call
just-
somebody else
It's
first.
a
I do
one.
that. That's haggling.
Yeah, it's a one-sided negotiation. It's just
Because
like
you can stop me. I've had it like, wait, no, we can actually do this, we can do that. I'll call that haggling.
Yeah.
I do that with cell phones. Any service I get in my house, cell phone, internet, I haggle. Well, let me call Comcast real quick and see what they're offering.
Right.
Oh, no, see, we got this extension or this nonsense. Yeah, give me all that shit. I want all the rebates, all the discounts. Give me all that.
right. Nah, that's a good rule of thumb. I don't know.
Always haggle.
There's people commenting.
I know, that's what I'm looking
Oh
at now.
shit.
Always
I was
haggle.
about to go on
All right, what we
Instagram.
talking about?
That's
what
my
we
aunt.
talking
She
about
went
today?
to a restaurant and the waitress spilled water all over her, and she was nonchalant about it. Like, her apology was like, I
No, I need you to be
apologize.
dramatic if you spill
Yeah.
something on me.
Right. But, so she didn't get a tip, and she got her meal for free that time, so she didn't tip her. And I think, but it
Yeah,
went
she
beyond
said
the
she did
waitress.
not
If I
get
remember
the
the story
tip, and
correctly, it
obviously-
went beyond the waitress. Like,
Right.
somebody higher up had to come because the waitress was just like, whatever.
Right, we
See,
tipping.
I'm
That's
good
fine.
for trying to get some meal for free. Not even a meal for free, for like getting whatever I can get.
I'm with you.
I'll
You
complain.
gotta, yeah.
I want to talk to your manager. I want to talk to everybody.
I've been in several situations where I've had to talk to the manager, where I've had to cause somewhat what you would call a scene sometimes, just because the service was that bad.
Do you guys talk to the manager when the service was that great?
I have actually.
But
that's when the manager walks to the table and says, "How's your meal going?" And it's just like, "Yo, everything was magnificent." It usually is a supervisor when you go to a certain level of restaurants that walks around and addresses all of the patrons at that time, and that's my time to really express my pleasure with the meal and tell them, "Yo, everything's out of bounds." But then every now and again, somebody's just out of pocket. See, if I feel like I got to talk to your manager, it's just like, you're really doing a terrible job of really getting me what I need and giving me the service. That's it.
You can just give me average service. You got an average tip. We move on.
Right.
You know.
'Cause I'm not hard to please. I think I'm fairly easy. I've watched people cause a scene over an $8.99 meal. So, like.
That's part of the reason my mom doesn't like going out with, like if you go out to eat, like for a family function or something, she does not like it, and she'll most times refrain from it because she doesn't, in the hospitality field, she just thinks people can be so malicious and so disgusting. She's like, if one person sends their meal back too many times, some shit's going to happen with my food, and I had nothing to do with
shit
it.
Like that.
And she does, so she doesn't like. It's not her jam. She does not like going out in situations like that. She'll go out with my dad to eat, go out with us to eat, but anything beyond like a bigger party is not her vibe at all.
Have y'all ever heard of speciesism? Before I sent it to today.
I did. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
That's why I sent that video. I was actually talking with a friend and we were talking about that speciesism.
Speciesism. I knew it was a real thing because when I was spelling it, it didn't autocorrect. Yeah, it popped right up. I'm like, what the hell is? I've never heard about it until today, when I am listening to a program and PETA put out a list of things that they don't want us to say anymore. Just like everybody else, we got racism things we don't want to say anymore, sexism, classism, homosexism, and then we got speciesism and whatever else. So instead of saying things like kill two birds with one stone, PETA wants you to say feed two birds with one scone. Instead of saying things like be the guinea pig, PETA wants you to say be the test tube. Be the dead horse, feed a horse. Bring home the bacon, bring home the baguettes. The baguettes. We in America, we don't say baguettes. Take the bull by the horns, take the flowers by the thorns. Who's grabbing a flower by its thorns? Anyway.
Because like this changing of the sayings like changes the saying
entirely. Yeah, it takes the substance of it.
Yeah, don't beat a dead horse. You can't.
It's a meaning behind it.
It's a meaning behind it.
To switch it into feed a fed horse. Oh, I said it wrong the first time. But feed a fed horse. What? Why?
Don't feed a fed horse.
No, it is feed. It's to feed a fed horse. It says feed a fed horse.
I know, but that's because they didn't say don't beat a dead horse. You say the full thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's just stupid. But all right. The reason why I sent this to the group because last week I did kind of a social experiment. I wanted to get some backlash for saying, and I won't say it this week.
Say it.
All right, for saying faggot. I said it intentionally. Rick Ross said it in the What's Winning, and I said it because I wanted to see what the reaction would be. And there was little no reaction, and I understand why. It's the people that listen to our podcast aren't really. There are some homosexuals that listen to our podcast, this I know to be a fact. But they aren't, they know me. They know it wasn't with malicious intent. So I kind of failed to get the kind of backlash and debate that I wanted to start. So I wanted the debate to lead into this week. We're going to still have the conversation, but I said the word, and I didn't say it with malicious intent. From now on, I'm going to just say baguette. Because I was saying, I don't like maggot. I don't like maggot because other people say it. And I don't like F maggot because I feel like it's saying too much. I like baguette. I was trying to think of other things that rhyme with agate. Baguette. I'll take that. all these isms are really starting to bother me, and all the political correctness is making me. I've said this before, but it's really bothering me, man. It's really making me feel more conservative.
Yep.
And it's like I don't want to feel this way.
Yeah.
But
Peter can kiss my ass. With all disrespect.
But that's what I'm really glad that Peter did it, because it kind of just supports how I'm feeling. Because it's like now we can take it. It's just going to keep going further and
I'm
further.
just not going to spend my life walking on eggshells. And to harp back on the point that you made about saying faggot, I just don't say it at all. I just took the notion out of my vocabulary, period. But if I do feel it, like if it's going to come out and it comes out, I'm unapologetic about it because I know where it's coming from.
See, a part of me is like, I don't want to get Kevin Hart 9 years from now. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of don't give a fuck. I feel confident that if I run for political office 9 years from now and this comes up, I'm going to say, I said what I said, and I'll support what I said. And I'll play this episode.
Or you're in a different space. Like, allow you the opportunity to
grow. Yes.
That's all I'm saying. If somebody did something and then we changed that behavior and they've shown a different display of behavior, yet we want to go, oh, we can't get you today. Oh, we can't get you from last year either. We're going to dig up some shit from 10 years ago to convict you
years ago
of a crime. It's just like, y'all being weird.
I'm all about holding people accountable for their present and to a large degree their past.
Yeah.
But I think when I'm scrutinizing somebody's past, like I was a hoe. How far am I going to be willing to allow my partner to scrutinize me for my past hoism? I feel like it's all in the same ballpark because we're talking about the past. As long as I haven't hurt nobody, we're not talking about hurting.
I feel like we should use our past to, or if we have to use our past, it should be to understand why a person is the way that they are. It's not, you're not going to hold me to nothing unless it was something that was hoism. Unless you screwed a bunch of people that was really close to your lady.
I mean, it has to relate in some way.
You know, like
a direct connection, something.
You know, you thankful when a guy, got that whole period out the way before you got to him. You should just be thankful that it happened. Let's not say, oh, you can go right back to it, or like, nah. Let's not do that. Let's just move on. Let's move forward.
Let's not help people be insecure.
Is that what it is?
That's all it is.
Now, on the isms, I feel like we are going down a crazy rabbit hole. But there are certain isms that need to be in place. But who makes the call on which ones are acceptable and which ones are not? And then we get to this space where we're just like, when we just walking on eggshells because it's like, what do we do?
I completely agree. Like I do feel like there's definitely a space, right? Mm-hmm. We should respect people. We should honor other people's feelings. We should honor our feelings. Mm-hmm. But let's just stick with the term baguette. We keep it that one. If I say this not right, it's politically incorrect. If a homosexual says it, it's not a problem. But if a homosexual calls another homosexual that word, then it's a problem. If I say nigga,
it's confusing, bro.
But then I call you a nigga, it can be like it's
confusing.
I don't want to play these games. It's just too much. And so I feel like, listen, I say what I say, you say what you say. If I call you something, I think that's a bit different than me just speaking. Like, I don't know how much I should care if somebody is offended by my speak versus what I'm directing towards a person. Mm-hmm. I understand. If I directed it towards you, you have every right to be offended, and I should take that into consideration because I'm addressing you. I'm directing something towards you. But if I'm just talking, maybe if I'm just talking to my people, I should be able to talk the way I want to talk. And so, I get a space for the racist people to say nigga with their people. I'm not there to police them. Mm-hmm. What the fuck am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to walk into every racist person that has ever said nigga and just start punching people?
And that's what I'm saying. We have to have a safe space. Everybody, even if you're going to be ignorant about some shit or say some things that might offend other people. When I'm having dialogue or having conversations with my friends, I might say something that could be offensive to women, not to offend them per se, but it may be insensitive. Because that's how I'm feeling at the moment. It's not massages coming out. I felt like I was comfortable to talk to them. That was just a space. Now, if we correct each other in those spaces, then we can correct
Let's
them
have a
here.
conversation.
We're having a conversation. I feel safe to say that.
Expand my mind.
But at the same time,
Help shape my perspective.
we're policing, like everybody's policing everybody. I think the world is getting to a point where everybody's just uncomfortable with being themselves. And if it boils down to controlling the population and controlling the way everybody conducts themselves, then so be it. But I just, living in a world like that, for me, is just not a world I want to be a part of.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that type of world. But I think it's so much that gets to be questioned when we start having these conversations. Because again, where do we stop it? Like, where did it begin? But where do we stop it? Where do we say, all right, I'm going to draw the line here. This ism is acceptable, but that ism is not acceptable. Yeah. Like, what do we do? But so, and then that goes into even our prejudices. Like, we have prejudices about everything. But it's just discrimination of sorts. I discriminate when I think about who I'm going to deal with. I discriminate when I think about the friends that I want to have. I discriminate when I'm going for jobs and I say this job isn't for me, but this one is. It's a discrimination constantly.
I love your examples.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I love your examples.
But then you get to a point of saying, oh, this prejudice is out of line, right? Like, I was watching something and the example was, transgender people are who they are. We accept them, respect them, whatever. But if I am a woman that says I don't want to be with a transgender man,
you're wrong.
I'm wrong, but I want to have children. Oh, y'all know I want my son. Y'all know I want my son.
Right.
It doesn't, like, biologically, it doesn't make sense for me. That doesn't mean I think any less of you or anything. That's just my preference. It's my prejudice. It's my discrimination in that moment.
And they're trying to make you feel wrong for that. That's what's pissing me off about this whole thing.
That's what's pissing me off too, yo.
So I have to be, listen, I don't have to accept everything. I can be tolerant of things, but I don't have to accept everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything don't gotta be for me.
Fam, it's just ridiculous. It's boiling down. It's getting to a point where they're forcing us to just be uncomfortable and dislike people that choose alternative lifestyles or just everything, because we got to eggshell and tiptoe our way through life and try to condition ourselves. We lived in a world prior to this that wasn't even prepared for that. I can say consistently throughout my life that I've always been a person that if whatever choices you made was your personal decisions, I won't infringe on that. Just don't bring that shit my way.
Mm-hmm.
What you do, I still look at like these conversations are safe spaces. Your bedroom is a safe space, meaning who you choose to lay with at the end of the night has nothing to do with me, unless it's my woman or the person I decide to sleep with. Other than that, do your thing, Wody. That for me, we don't have to talk about it on the broad stage. Now, as far as marriage goes, that's just the government meddling in people's shit. Yo, we can talk about that. But outside of that, do you, I'll do me. But when you use it as a weapon, like I'm out these dudes that's undercover, that's when it becomes a problem.
Because what happened to Dwight Howard?
That's a prime example.
I don't want to make this all about the LGBT community. They're just the hot topic right now because of the word choice. But we see it being weaponized. It's not that people, I don't really think people are as offended as people make themselves out to be.
Depends.
It's always going to be a person who is just that sensitive to everything, or to words, or to this, or to that. But in general, and speaking of a larger community, I don't know how sensitive people really are. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. I've been to multiple LGBT trainings put on by the city. They're quality trainings. I enjoy the trainer. Her name is Erin. Can't think of her last name. She's great. She's amazing. she tells me not to say these words. But you know what? When we were sitting in the last training I went to, with it was me and a bunch of professionals and all social workers. We work with all types of people, like the whole demographics that are in Philadelphia. And she was saying, they don't want to hear she-male anymore. They don't want to hear hermaphrodite anymore. They don't want to hear faggot anymore. They don't want to hear a bunch of words. Like, it was a list of freaking words that we're supposed to not say anymore. And they want to be called this. And you have to respect them. And she was teaching us what, damn, I'm not going to remember all the terms, but cisgender and all these gender terms. I'm just like, wait a minute. The LGBT community is telling me what I can't call them. But they have now decided that they can label me cisgender, which basically means you're just normal. Or you just like normal shit.
So you were born as
you are wanting
the
to be.
gender that you physically are. So your mind, as you were born a man, so you had the mentality that you want to be a man.
I'm not trying to learn all this shit. I really don't care.
For me, it's not even about the learning. I'm curious about it.
Old people got
because I first got introduced to cisgender and calling, like, say you start saying, I don't want you to refer to me as a man. I want you to refer to me as we and us. And I saw that on, I first got introduced to it on Shameless. And I really had this battle in my mind, like, would I even be able to remember if I have a bunch of people around me saying, I want you to call me they, I want you to call me us, I want you to call me she, but you really look like a he. Like, I'm not going to remember all these fucking labels. I thought we were supposed to be trying to get away from all the labels. Now we're going fucking head first into all the labels and labeling everything and everyone. I'm uncomfortable. How about that? I'm uncomfortable. One thing that, when we was talking about it, it was a black woman. She was like, all right, well, what if I say from now on, I want to be called Queen? And everybody better start calling me Queen, since I got to call everybody else what they, or at least everybody in the LGBT community, what they want to be called. So I want to be called Queen. Ain't nobody about to call her fucking Queen. Not nobody that just walking, I mean, not me.
You know,
like maybe her guy.
You know who did the best about getting people to call her Queen? Queen Latifah.
Name that shit.
Queen Latifah.
Hey.
That was the person that got everybody to call her Queen before it was popular to call our women Queen.
But nobody just call her Queen. It's Queen Latifah.
No, people do just call her
I'm
Queen.
sure at once enough, but in general.
I've heard people like Queen.
And you know, we got Queen coming up next. Who the hell's Queen? Queen Latifah. You gotta put the Latifah on it.
Hey man, that's the ghetto because it's ghetto. Her name Latifah, but she a queen.
Hey.
I'm with it though.
I'm just over it.
I am too.
And even though we getting deeper and deeper into it, for Peter to put out a list and say speciesism is a thing, and we really need to start.
First off, you're not going to ask me to stop
animals' feelings.
Yeah,
whatever.
you're not going to stop. You're not until humans are treated accordingly. You're not going to make me care more about animals.
We're all animals. I literally had this conversation. The minute human beings stop thinking like they're fucking animals, we will die off. We're everybody's animals. Animals have to be eaten because of population control. Fuck the whole, animals have feelings, we shouldn't do this. Our shit would be overpopulated. That shit is not just with humans. They have to die. Why would they just die in vain? Let's eat them. Let them have a reason for dying. It's the circle of life. Lion King really has that shit on point.
Facts.
We're all animals. So what the fuck? Animals don't go around saying, oh, these humans are being super mean to me today. No, they don't do that. We can't personify everything. We can't do it. It's impossible.
We giving the animals, that's what the cartoons do. That's what Disney did to us. Seriously.
We blaming Disney.
Once we
gave animals a voice, we went down
the Lady
dark
and the
path.
Train, the Lion King, motherfucking Bambi. What else was an animal movie?
Mom died. That was sad.
See?
God.
You see what I'm saying? We humanized
Everybody
animals.
dies,
Babe, Charlotte's Web. People felt bad for Charlotte's Web. What else was an animal movie that we felt?
I like Charlotte's Web.
I didn't say you didn't like it, but I said it humanized animals so as though we cared about animals' feelings. Now I'm not gonna lie, my dog has feelings. I know 100%.
I mean, they have feelings.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that animals don't they do have feelings. When you see a female, a mother, I don't know, dog with her kids, or like they have feelings, right? But we can't. I don't know. We just can't. We can't. But then you get into this slippery slope of like, why can't we? Yeah.
I don't mind having that discussion though.
They don't have opposable thumbs?
Because we've evolved to be the dominant species on this earth. So that makes us the apex predator more than anything else. Sorry.
We're animals. Sorry.
But fuck PETA.
Kill 3 black people, kill 3 dogs. What's the outrage gonna be about?
The dogs.
Motherfuckers love their dogs.
People love their dogs.
Dogs.
Fuck that nigga, but you killed my dog, bitch. I'm coming for you.
I was watching something and they like went to a gun range and they so they're shooting at the whatever the joint is, and then somebody brings a picture of a dog in and they're shooting at the dog. People went crazy.
Shoot at the dog target.
They were like, "Oh, you need to get this man out of here. He is ridiculous. He's shooting at a picture of a dog. He's shooting at a picture of a dog."
A picture of a dog.
I mean, they lost it. Like, they went to talk to the manager about it. Right. It was absurd.
That's...
Where do you get attacked by a dog?
Like, your whole feelings about the dog change.
I don't got no...
Listen, last night, right, I'm walking into the crib, and it's this cat that looks identical to my cat, but it's a boy cat, so he got a bigger head than her. But anyway, he's sitting on my step, literally with the... You remember on Shrek? When the cat had the googly eyes, and he's sitting there staring at you like, giving me those, it was cold as shit outside. And for a second, I'm like, oh, the fucking cat. Then I thought, get your punk ass, you done raided my trash can 2 weeks in a row, ripped my bag open, get your bitch ass off my step. I cursed that cat out, chasing him away. But at the same time, for a second, I felt a sense of compassion for the cat because it is cold as the motherfucker out here. It was hawking because I'm trying to rush the kids and I was like, hurry up, get in the house. And he's sitting there on my step comfortable like, can you please let me in, brother? Like, I'm trying to level with you today. I ain't with the bullshit. I ain't going to rip up your trash bag. I promise, nigga. It is cold. Let me in. And like, hey, get your punk ass off.
I don't have no sympathy for cats.
I hate my cat. I hate my cat.
I hate my cat too. My cat eats fucking paper.
See?
Cats are
and
weird.
plastic.
My cat peed in my bed before. Yes.
That cat would have been dead.
See? My cat, I hate my fucking cat.
Why?
Reese out the house.
This bitch, her name is Charmer, number 1. And she charmed me. I will not lie. Like, power of the pussy. This bitch, I walk into the fucking dog pound to get her. First off, my girl picked out a 3-legged cat. I'm like, it was the cutest cat in the world. It was. All black, beautiful.
Can't catch me with mice. What I want a cat for if
Thank
can't
you.
catch them out?
Thank you. Very verbatim what I said. She cute as fuck. She can't catch no mice. What usage do we have for her? And she can't get away from the dog. My dog tries to eat her because I don't know what this relationship is going to be like. This has got to be like a, because I wasn't sure. It was an introductory phase. But anyway, so I get Charmer. My cat, she was so pleasant, real mellow, chilled. She's literally looking at me through the cage. We make eye contact, beautiful golden coat. I'm like, oh, she cute as hell. She come out, jump into my arms, purring and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, this bitch coming home. She cool. Dog. I ain't gonna say she the cat from hell, but she close to it. Like, this bitch is very vindictive. She does shit, and I still can't figure her out to this day. But one thing I will give her, and she's better than any cat I've ever had, this bitch catch some mice with no effort, to the point that she eats these motherfuckers. So she's very diligent in hunting them because that's like, I guess, a snack for her. It's like it's like hors d'oeuvres. So this bitch is like, I'm gonna get to be a motherfucking mouse today.
Well, Ray, what I'm gonna say is, per PETA, please do not refer to me as dog. All right, it's offensive to dogs. It's offensive to me. All right, I'm not a dog.
See?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, I don't care. If I cared, I wouldn't respond. See, that's one thing. It's not what my dad told me plenty of shit, but that's something that I can take from what we all probably heard. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. So, like, can we remember that? Can we all recite that, recite into our psyches and system? It's not What they call you is what you answer to. Motherfucker call you anything. You gonna get a reaction. You gonna give them a reaction every time? You become the weak person. You, to a person that's standing 5, 10, 20 feet away, you look like the crazy person. Because the person that calls you something like is calm. You reacting, you in your feelings, you in your emotions. You look like the crazy person. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
I'm with it.
I've been called all types of names.
Me too. Can I go back to this, the part about Kevin Hart and the Dwight Howard situation too?
Yeah.
And people weaponizing, their sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And so, y'all all been to a function of mine, right? So y'all know my folks, one of my cousins is a cross-dresser, right?
Yeah, I didn't know she was your cousin. She
Grew up with him. He basically my fucking cousin.
Yeah, that was the
Shit,
first time I heard
he
that.
shit, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I've had many conversations with him, but they never told me he never said anything. I don't know.
Don't even worry about it. So anyway, but you've been to several functions, right?
Yeah.
You're tolerable.
Yeah,
You don't feel uncomfortable, right? You fine.
Yeah.
You have conversations, right?
Person.
I'm gonna treat you as such. Respect. Cool. This has been the conversation we've had to have with people that weren't welcoming. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, yo, ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna stay in his lane.
Jump on your back? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gonna stay in his lane. Like, why you worry about him? He not worried about you. All right, cool. One day, there's a function, and long story short, he runs and tells somebody that somebody tried to talk to him. Somebody we presume is straight.
Mm-hmm. I believe it too.
It's fine. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. So we go to, get to the bottom of the situation. It's like, y'all change numbers. Y'all been talking. All right, cool. What's his number? Oh, you don't have no number to produce. All right, cool. What's his name? You don't have the name. You got the face though, because we got Facebook and shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all? So the dude gets questioned about the situation. He like, what? Like, so now you made it tense because it got back to the bull that you done threw him under the bus. Now, I don't know what y'all conversation was like, so I can't say. I don't know if it was high and by. I don't know if he tried to talk to y'all, exchange number, what have you. But at the same time, if you're saying yes and he's saying no, there's a conflict, number one, with y'all information, whatever y'all passing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's innocent, you made that man now feel a way towards you. They might want to do something to you. And if he's guilty, you outed him now. You put your business on the street, put his business on the street. Now everybody looking at you funny. So in the arena that you're not helping yourself by outing people. If you want to live your life how you live your life, live your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's your business. Keep it to yourself. By putting it out there that you're talking to somebody or that you're interested in somebody that may not be agreeable or may not be open as you are about the situation, you therefore put yourself at risk of whatever backlash should come from it. And this is somebody that, again, now is looking like you was frauding, so you can't come to nothing that I had. Not me personally, but that the person who threw it had, because they like, dog, you trying to out my homie, like, nigga.
And you help, by doing things like that, you help justify
the stereotype.
Yeah.
That
like the guy that tried to out Dwight Howard. First of all, I'm not homosexual, so I don't have the experience of coming out. And all that entails, I've seen it.
I know it's tough for people to come out. I can
It's tough
imagine.
for some, it's not tough for everybody. I think it all depends on the environment that you grew up in.
Some niggas
and I think there's a lot of internal shit going on, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Some niggas been feminine their whole life, but some niggas is they've been masculine and they had to hide it. So coming out might be a hard, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, I want the world to know.
But I say that to just say, when you do stuff like that,
yes,
doesn't it make that person think about the struggle that they had when they came out? Maybe Dwight Howard is gay. Maybe he don't want nobody to know. Or maybe he's just private about his shit.
Right.
I mean,
if he
what gives you the right to out somebody?
You don't have to write. I also think these are like one-off situations. I know.
Are they?
Many gay men. I've literally, one of my really close friends, he had a post the other week talking about this, just talking about like, and he's very feminine. He's like, girl, don't nobody want to out you. Like, I don't give a fuck about your life enough to out you. I wouldn't want to be with you in the first place because you're down low. So I think this is a pocket. Everybody is pockets of many things, and I don't think that this is a. This pocket is
at all.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's hurting the cause. I'm not saying that everybody does that. And for guys like him, it hurts his.
I'm agreeing with you.
You know what I mean?
It hurts the cause.
It hurts him. I'm completely comfortable with my openly gay friends, and we can still have a friendship. If you didn't feel comfortable enough to come out, we can still have a friendship, but at the same time, it's like, I feel bad for you a little bit because you can't live your true life. That's not for, it's for you to deal with though, not me. It's only for a spurt, it's not for long, but, you can act accordingly. But I'm just saying, if you were that guy that feels like, dog, I don't want to deal with you anyway if you undercover, like, why am I going to try to out you? I will be looking at the nigga, the dude that is out, I'm like, yo, you a weirdo for that shit. And we should I'm not looking for allegiances from straight men. I'm looking for allegiances from gay men to say, yo, that's not okay because you're hurting us, because violence against gay people are sometimes because of that. Like, because dudes are being outed that don't want to be outed, or women are being outed that don't want to be outed, and they react violently to these circumstances. And I don't want that to happen. Just like if every time a black person goes to a white venue, they shoot it up, and then next time I go, I don't want to shoot the motherfucker up, and they decide to shoot at me when I walk to the fucking door, and I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Just like, yo, like, you fucking it up for me.
Can we put a bow on this?
Yeah, we can put a bow on it.
I wanted to debate. I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad people were chiming in on it. We gotta really, as a culture, as Americans, figure out how sensitive, how receptive we're going to be to other people's sensitivity, and what it looks like. And really, we need to start doing some self-work.
I don't know if it's I don't think it's going to be an easy feat, because you question a lot of things, and then I think that we'll have to decide on a lot of things that through history we didn't decide on. We just didn't decide on it. We were just like, this is what it is, but it was never written anywhere. It was never, you know what I mean? These are just things. These are just the way that our country moves, or this is the way the world moves. And once we start doing these things, we're going to have to put it somewhere that it almost like a law. So, but then you'll be putting people in boxes by making things law that were once just the way it was. So I think it's going to be a really difficult thing, and I don't know who has the mind power, who will, because we're going to have to put people in places to make these decisions. And that's going to be a thing within itself, because we'll have to we got to decide where do we stop our prejudices? Where do our prejudices lie? Where do we say that's too prejudiced for me, or that one slips under the register?
I want to keep freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Don't say fire in a crowded venue. People won't freaking panic. Don't say gun or I'm about to blow it up at an airport. Like, those type of things, I'm all for. Keep that shit quiet. Don't do it. It's not safe.
Just assess the situation, but that don't mean you make a law.
Yeah, but
right. So a racist person can say nigger on the TV show or just whatever all the time.
How many movies have you watched where they said nigger 1,000 times?
Many of white people I've seen in movies, even in the late 2000s and 2010 on.
But guess what?
Nigger.
Certain things you just got to do at your own risk. Meaning,
exactly,
if you walk into an environment where there are people that may be offended by that.
You can't control how people react. I don't need to see laws. What I need to see is not even what I need to see. You just want to have to deal with the consequences of your choice and action. Right. But at the same time, I don't want to be living in a space, in a country, in a world where we're holding people. I'm just sitting here holding people accountable, but people are losing jobs, money, career for things that they said. We're talking a decade ago, dude, if I didn't physically harm somebody, physically, like, it gotta be, for me, it has to really has harmed someone in a physical, maybe even financial, but fuck your emotions. If I hurt your feelings 10 years ago, bitch, you should be over it by now. And that's your problem.
And I'm not gonna apologize.
No,
I can't apologize.
I'm not gonna
sorry.
keep apologizing.
I'm not even the same person I was. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. Oh, that's where we was talking about, the whole Kevin Hart situation. This shit is just whack. Like, and for them to, I saw people really convicted about saying he owes an apology for what he said. And the whole shut the fuck up forever notion just was replaying in my head in terms of, yo, who the fuck are you? Like, what makes you think he owes anyone, let alone you, an apology?
Why do I owe you an apology for some shit I didn't say about you or to you?
Right.
With malicious intent.
We just in this era of like canceling people left and right for everything.
That's why it's becoming weird.
And it's absurd.
Weird.
Like you can't cancel a person. It's not a TV show. You're not a producer. You're not a network. You can't cancel people. You just fucking can't. Especially like celebrities, you can't cancel them. They gonna still do what they want to do. Like they still want to be who they are. You're canceling them is just you not watching their movies or you not doing this. But that's you.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm here for all of that. I'm here for all of that. If you don't like Kevin Hart
For what he said
based on what he said 9 to 10 years ago, don't tune in. Don't support his shit. Don't support the people he supports. Do whatever you feel. But if he didn't hurt you physically or financially, fuck your emotions. Fuck my emotions. Can I go up to all the people who bully me and call me white boy? Or should I really be like, oh, you know.
I know I called you white boy several
Dog,
times.
several times. My friends call me white boy. They called me white boy within the past 365 days. I mean, like, that's the thing. It happens. And guess what? I'm called raised short or small or something within the past 365 days. I'll call one of my best friends, Paul, black ass, within the last 365
Within the
days.
last 12 hours.
I haven't called him in the last 12, but that was within the last 7 days.
I called this nigga that in the last 12 hours. I just called him a nigga.
Listen. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's just that quick.
So let's
So fuck y'all
cleanse
feelings.
the environment. and
Kiss
all
my
that.
environment.
And the negative
Bad
energy
vibes.
isn't coming from the derogatory remarks we're making. It's coming from all this shit that y'all not being receptive of or just y'all not ignoring. Y'all don't have to receive it, but you can
You
definitely
can definitely ignore it.
Please ignore it. Like, that's all. But yeah, you can put a bow on that shit.
I think that was the bow. So we got our group chats and our Instagram DM group thing.
Damn.
And so I can't remember who sent it. It's irrelevant. But anybody got the post queued up? I'm gonna have to find it real quick. So we're about to talk about
Which one?
it's the best friend one.
Oh.
My best friend ain't my man. He my boy. No. My man is not my best friend. Mind you, not is in all caps, of course, right? He's my man. It's certain things I will never tell my man. Some women want they man to be they best friend so bad, but still keep secrets. I can't talk to him how I talk to my friends because he my man, not my best friend. Thoughts?
I disagree entirely.
Yeah, me too.
I disagree entirely. I think it is an
Three.
absurd thing. I don't tell my best friend everything doesn't mean she's not my best friend.
Say it again.
It's just
Please?
like that doesn't make sense to me. I want my man to be my best fucking friend. Like I want to
Yes,
be able to
nothing
vibe
short
with
of
this
that.
nigga on another level. Like it's the absurdity of saying you boxed him at number one. What the
Facts.
fuck are you doing in your relationship that you started this off with him in a box?
With not being your best friend.
With not being your
I
best
don't know how
friend.
you get to the point of wanting to be with somebody long term that's not your best friend.
It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's
don't
a
get
part
it.
of my thought process. Like, I gotta want to be around you.
I have to want to
You
talk to
know
you.
what I mean? Like,
I have to be able to laugh and joke with you.
Is it the best part that you like
My
is bothering this
prerequisite-
person?
Guess what?
I don't get it.
That's
Me
like
and
a
my best
prerequisite to a
friends,
relationship.
We disagree, but me and my best friends stay best friends. We'll argue. Honestly, me and Ray,
We don't argue that much.
God knows how many years now, we may have argued 4 times.
Yeah, we don't argue that much.
We have disagreed God knows how many times. Way more
We
than
always
4.
disagree, though.
But arguing is different, and that's why your partner had to be your best friend. Because we got to be able to move past this. You invested in a relationship with your best friend.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just, yo, as soon as we disagree, fuck you forever.
Yeah, then you're not my friend,
That's
really.
weird.
This person just doesn't sound like a whole person. I just feel like they got a lot of dumbass secrets. Like, I don't feel like you should be in a relationship if that's your thought process. I feel like you have some shit that you probably need to work out
Yes.
within yourself
Yes.
before you even get to the point of being in a relationship, because you're closed off. You have barriers up.
You have skeletons in
walls,
your closet.
fam. And you need to figure that shit out before
That's a
you
fact.
jump into a relationship. Any relationship, not even a romantic one. Any type of relationship.
That's a
You
fact.
got, because I feel like you probably a nut ass best friend anyway. If I'm just being frank.
A lie. You probably want a motherfucker to agree with you no matter what. You got my back right or wrong.
Yeah,
So
like
don't tell me I'm
you
wrong.
a yes man ass best friend that gets
Right.
your friends in fucked up situations.
Right.
I don't mean to judge you like this, but I
you're
am
weird.
judging you like this.
You're weird.
You're weird, fam.
Yeah.
You're weird.
That's
Doesn't
a
make
fact.
sense.
That's a fact.
It's like, why? Is it all about the secrets? Is it like
What is? I just don't understand it. Like,
Alright,
I don't
so
get it.
let's break down relationship dynamics. 'Cause I think that's where she or he couldn't really dip.
No, it's a C. Her name
Is
is
the lady?
her ad name is Was a Super. Oh man.
Was a
Wazam
Wazam
Super.
Wazam Super?
WUZZAM.
But it's a lady in the picture.
SUPA. Well, yeah, I shouldn't say it's a woman.
It's a woman.
It's a woman in the picture. God knows what it,
All
who it
right.
actually
Well,
is.
she obviously doesn't know that every relationship is different.
Oh, and then somebody who reposted and said, oh, somebody who's listening reposted and said facts.
Yeah. So, that was that's what you call white. But
Mhm. She listening?
my nigga,
That's
Ooh.
fine.
she's still a home.
Judge, just sorry.
No, we ain't judging her. She
said
can. She
facts.
needs listeners.
So she need a comment.
So
Cause why not?
So what we're missing
should
or
be in my
dismissing
space.
is the nature of relationships. The relationship with your woman, well, it shouldn't be the same as the relationship with your friend to begin with. Your best friend to begin with. Or, I'm sorry, with your man. Shouldn't be meaning certain conversations you have with your man, you don't have with your best friend, whatever. You're dismissing the privilege of having somebody be your significant other versus the privilege of being your best friend. There are still secrets. But maybe your best friend don't know that you like to experience 4 other women with your man. Maybe you don't like to share that with your best friend,
Mhm.
but you share that with your man. That's what y'all do. Whatever. Maybe your man don't know that, but your best friend knows that you dealt with his friend 10 years ago. Something stupid. It's 2 different relationships, 2 different secrets, but you can still they can still exist on their own without them ever having to intersect.
So here's the thing. I don't want to have to feel like I gotta keep or I am keeping secrets from my partner.
Yeah, but that's what it was.
Now
based
maybe
on.
I don't tell you, and that's what it was based on. Maybe I don't tell you everything, but I don't tell nobody everything. Some shit is just for me.
Right.
Some stuff is omission by not thinking about it. Some stuff is a calculated omission.
Some shit
What?
you don't need to know. You gotta deal with people who need.
you.
Right, it's on a need to know. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know about my past. You don't need to know about unless it affects you. If it doesn't directly affect you, you don't need to know. I'm on a need to know basis about everything. If you don't feel like you want to tell me something, you could be going through anything. I don't need to know.
I mean, here's why we're gonna have a different relationship than with my partner than my actual best friend. You weren't around for all this stuff. My best friend was at these situations. My best friend was the person I was confiding in during the time I was going through these situations. For me, it's not a matter of secrets. It's just a different relationship due to time.
Right.
But
But you could even have that
and now I'm
relationship.
confiding
Like,
with you.
that
I'm
person
confiding in
could have
you.
been the person that was there during all that shit. Like,
Right.
it could have been that. Like, you don't. I just feel like this person, I don't know, likes boxes. And I keep saying shit about boxes and compartmentalizing shit. But it's the thing. I feel like this person just likes to have boxes, and this is yours. This is yours, and this is yours, right? So that's just how they circumnavigate the universe. Like, everybody's in these little pockets, and that's what it is. So my partner, my man, this is his box, and I can't put things in this box that I put in this box because they're in this box, and that's just what it is. And that is, I feel like that's
Right, sure.
on the brink of insanity, honestly.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense.
Who even want to exist in the world? Like, of course, we got somebody that we need to confide in, and some outside of our relationship. But the person inside our relationship is who we confide in 98.9%. So, at the end of the day, just know your role. The fuck?
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Wow, like, shut your mouth and
Shout out
don't.
to the classic WWF.
Yes,
I-
shut your
I
mouth.
couldn't-
Don't make a tweet about it. No status, nothing, fam. Because
Right.
it's dumb.
It's
And
just
then
like,
you done got
it's like
people.
Daryl text me, how you gonna tell your wife that and didn't tell me that?
What? Yo, don't ever. What? What?
Fucker.
Wait, what? I can't believe you. I'm glad you said it.
Right, but it'd be so weird. It would be weird. Like, wait, what, nigga?
Nigga, what are you talking about? What are you talking
What are you
to me like this?
talking about?
My partner's not my best friend. Bitch,
Or
it
my
is
partner
best
say
friend.
like,
Why would you tell him that and not
and
tell
not
me?
tell me?
Because I didn't tell you, motherfucker.
because for me it's very person specific, man. I go to certain people for certain things.
And that's it.
And you're not gonna go to your partner for everything.
Do I ever try to pry? Like, I'll never try to pry anything out of anybody. It's literally, if you give it to me, I'll receive it, and I'll sit there and listen with open arms. But if you don't tell me, that's because you don't want me to know, or you're not prepared to talk, or you didn't think to talk to me about it.
Right.
I don't even personalize these things. It's literally, if you didn't think to talk to me about it, cool.
And I don't want people to misunderstand. When we say this shit, we're not saying it about things that are pertinent to the relationships that you're
No.
in. It's just some shit just don't be pertinent. It's not a pertinent piece of
No.
information. It's not for everybody. It doesn't factor into things, and some shit it's just not. It wasn't even thought of. I mean, it's
Right.
ugh.
Like, I
just
really
don't get it.
didn't think to tell you
The
that.
way the mind works is, right, we all forget things. The mind, and that's the smartest. I've read something that said the smartest people forget the most things because your mind gets rid of all the stuff you actually don't need.
You don't need
You
that.
retain the stuff you actually need. And I think about, I'm using that to parallel in a relationship. My partner, you don't need all of that. You don't need this. It has nothing to do with us or with me and how I'm going to move forward with us,
It's only a
or with
distraction,
me
baby.
and my behavior towards us, or vice versa.
That's a fact.
I talked to my best friend about it because she has this perspective. You don't have that perspective.
Yeah.
You didn't have that experience.
Yeah.
This happened 20 years ago. He happened to be there. And so we're talking through it. You weren't there at that time. You're here now. I'm talking to you all the time. I wanted to hear a different perspective. Like, it's
Diversity is important.
yeah,
God damn it.
Very
If
important.
you
Diversity is
always
important.
talking to the same
You
person,
get one perspective. One person's
no
perspective.
one exactly. It's one perspective.
Yeah,
No
this
one
conversation is
person
making me better
has.
understand this person. This
all of
person
this
isn't.
stuff.
She doesn't live a diverse life. I
Absolutely
feel like they
not.
just live in this,
Bubble.
like all of these. Not even in a bubble. They could probably live in a world, but they've made this space where it's all these people are alike. Like her mate probably has the same idea. Like
Probably.
that you don't need to know all my happenings.
How are you
like,
gonna be successful
how
in a
you gonna be
relationship?
Successful.
I
That's that surface
am
level
completely
dumb
confident
Instagram shit.
that
No.
my relationship with my friends is gonna last until I die. I'm so invested in those relationships. Like certain things, I just don't take personal. Like, you know, I want these relationships to last.
Right.
With my partner, I gotta want that relationship to last. I want to be 90 years old, walking, holding hands. That's some best friend shit.
Best
That's some
friend shit.
relationship.
But you
best
don't want
friend
to
shit.
know.
I want to be in the basement, playing cards, smoking a cigar, drinking something, whatever, with my homies when I'm 80-something years old.
You know?
That's some friend shit.
The different relationship, but you don't want to know how many dicks your wife sucked back in
Absolutely not.
2005.
Absolutely
You just
not.
don't. But her best friend
let your
does.
best friend know that shit.
Please tell your best friend
Talk about it.
all the blowjobs you gave.
And I want y'all to talk about it.
Right.
So y'all can
That's
help
not-
each other be better.
Y'all can share that. Please talk to each other about that. You know what I mean? Don't bring that information to me. I don't want to
I
know.
don't want to know about that shit.
That's a different relationship. That don't make me less your best friend. That
I mean,
just
it's like
means
saying-
different fucking.
That shit
It's
actually
certain
really
things you
pissed
won't
me
even talk
off.
to
Like,
them.
it really fucking infuriated me because I can't understand the thought process. And maybe I probably get angry too fast because I don't understand the thought process on a lot of shit, and it oftentimes pisses me off. But I just need to accept that everybody's thought process ain't mine. But
Right.
sometimes I just feel like though. There really wasn't a great thought. Was there a thought process?
She
like,
thought she
or
was
did
saying
you just
something
throw
profound.
some cool fly shit out and
You know what
some
happened?
your
You know
best
what
friends
happened?
was like,
Your best friend
yes,
was like, yes, bitch.
yes.
Right. She
Talk
told-
that shit.
She told her best friend she went and got some recreational. And she like, I can't
can't
talk
tell
to
my
my man
man.
about this recreational dick I just got, but let me go call my girlfriend because she gonna ride with me regardless. And listen, shorty,
And in that
respect.
moment, she's let me write about this because this is some real
Because
shit.
this is
like,
a different relationship.
This is real
Because my
shit.
girl told me I wasn't wrong for getting some recreational, but I know I was wrong anyway. But she made me feel better about it. Look, shorty, I'm with
Your
you. Go
homies
ahead.
need
Whatever
to go
makes you
to
feel
a
better.
class or something on relationship.
But that don't mean she's more your best friend or less your best friend than your partner or mate is.
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah,
absolutely
I think we
not.
just all ranted about
Yeah,
in
that
the
was-
same way about the same thing. But
yeah,
it
that was just a
I
rant.
got
I think she
4
did
best
that.
friends, and my relationship with each of them is different.
That's true too.
It's just
Because it's different
what it is.
within.
It goes back to diversity. Like it's
Yeah.
diversity. You this best friend, and it's not. I mean, it's a level of compartmentalization there as well. But this best friend gives you something like if a situation happens, you know this person will give me more sound advice for this arena, but this best friend would give me more sound advice in this arena.
Absolutely.
Doesn't negate any importance in the group, but that's what it is.
Yes.
It's certain for
Pray, say it
give an
again.
example, like Khalif and I have similar experiences with not being with our child's parent and having to go through the Philadelphia court system. Why would I go to Ray to get perspective on that when I have somebody who has the experience? It would only make sense for me to go to my best
And guess
friend
what?
who's in the mix. who
I'm
has
not
experience,
offended by that.
Who knows?
Right.
I would encourage him. I would actually say, yo, you need to call
You should
Lee.
talk to him about it. Yeah, you
Because
should
I
really
don't know.
refer to
I don't
me.
shit. I don't know shit about.
The fuck?
It's not my.
I don't
it's
get
not
it.
my cup of tea.
I don't get it.
That is that simple.
It's really that simple. Just I mean,
Know your relationships and know yourself.
right.
Secrets aren't that important.
That's the bop. That's the hook right there. That right the fuck
Know your
there. Know
relationships,
yourself, fam. You need to
There you
really
go.
understand who you are. I feel like this person does not fully understand who they are, or fully understand. Not even fully understand who they are. They don't fully understand the ramifications of who they are. People don't. Nobody who wants to know that who being who they are has ramifications. That's not lit. Nobody wants to really get into that. But it's ramifications and surrounding yourself with people that have a like mind to a point of it being a disability in your life.
It could be a detriment.
It's a detriment.
Very much so.
It's a detriment.
Because you
gotta
don't learn
understand
anything.
it. You don't learn anything. It's so theory of the more knowledgeable other, Vygotsky. It's like an education
Pause.
thing.
What? Say that again?
Vygotsky is the guy's name. So there's a
Oh.
theory. It's called the more knowledgeable other, and there's a
Oh, yeah,
zone
you
of
said that fast as shit.
I know, more knowledgeable other, and there's a zone of proximal development. So in this theory, there is somebody that knows more than you in this arena, but you can only grow based on how much they know. And that's just a part of life. And it's you might be their more knowledgeable other in a different part of life, but you can't get anywhere if there is no more knowledgeable other. You won't progress. Your zone of proximal development won't go past right in front of your face. You need it.
All facts. What do we know?
I like that.
If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room.
If you are not a benefit to others, then you're useless. You gotta be a use to others, and others should be a use to you, or else you're useless. Like all that stuff, all of it's true.
Yeah.
So, Wazam Super is not a diss, my dear. It's just please try to expand or stay in your lane. You know, if it's working for you, it's working for you.
It was working
But
for you.
just understand your relationships.
Yeah.
That can be true, but it cannot very
That
much not
song's
be
just a
true.
real song.
And if your man is not your best friend, you should choose a new man or woman. I don't know if you date women too. So whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, we shouldn't.
We have to be open. Let's be open.
Just diversify, girlfriend.
Yes. Like your investments. Invest in yourself like you. Well,
It's an investment, my nigga.
everybody's not doing well with their investments and their money. Stock market is fucking up my cash. But I'm playing the long game, baby.
Yeah, that's what you gotta
Playing
do.
the long game.
Stay in there. Don't worry about it. Don't
Amazon gonna bounce back. Yo, can y'all start buying Nikes again, like y'all doing when when y'all realized Colin Kaepernick was signed? Cause my Nike stock has not bounced back.
Because people overdid it, dog. They got to bounce back so they can buy Nikes again.
Did you see the mayhem for the Jordans?
No, that was fake.
No, sir.
That was from 2009.
What made him for what
When
Jordans?
when they rushed the store.
Oh, okay.
Some new Jordans came out?
No, they weren't
The
good
Concords
Jordans.
came out again.
I mean, they're never new Jordans.
they-
Let's be technical.
So they
they're
re-released
never
the
new.
Concords again, the Concord 11s, and back when they released them prior to this, people rushed the stores
Jordan,
and
that's
jumping
really
over
bad.
everybody trying
You
to
know
get
what pissed me
them.
off?
You can't even do that now.
I don't
The
care
whole
what year
game
it
has
was.
changed.
One woman
Hypebeast.
was like, they asked her, was it worth all of the getting trampled over for to get the sneakers? This chick said, it was worth getting trampled over to get my nephews what they need. I'm happy that y'all both paused and looked at me the way you did and shook your head.
That was a moment of silence.
What are we talking about here?
Nothing.
Like, what?
Nothing.
What? Oh, goodness.
People are so invested
What
in
they
material.
need.
People are.
That,
Can
if
I
You
she
know what
would've
I'm saying?
said with the
I don't
point-
understand her
Can I
thought
talk about
process, so it
material?
pisses me off.
If she would have said, yeah, it pissed me
Can I
off.
talk
And that
about
is a
material?
thing.
It's a thing.
And I'm not even gonna go on a rant. I'm not gonna go on my whole material rant, but I just want to say one thing.
Go on a rant, right?
I just want to say one thing about material shit. I'm not impressed.
Because it's unimpressive.
If you have the latest sneaker, the best jacket, the best purse, it says nothing to a person like me. Because I look at people. Like, you can dress yourself up however you want to be, but if you're a piece of shit, you can't put diamonds on a piece of shit and me not look at it like a piece of shit. So with that being said, with us rushing into stores,
Bedazzle my shit.
I shit diamonds, nigga. I eat diamonds, nigga. My shit is shining. I'm sorry. That's some Dave Chappelle shit. But at the same time, you gotta understand, no, he ate gold. But either way, don't feel like you're impressing me by putting your sneakers on your timeline or putting your bags or whatever exclusive shit. Listen, I get it. I like nice things from time to time too. I enjoy it, but it doesn't rule my life.
And we all allowed to have advice.
And what Daryl just mentioned with the chick that just said her nephews needed the sneakers, that to me is a tragedy.
Yeah,
no,
what
what
are
your
you
nephews
teaching them?
need is an education.
You
What your
should have took
nephews
that same
need is
190.
room and board.
Could have said that same 190. And this was a
Invest in
Christmas
it.
present. You could have said, all right, here's what I'm gonna do.
And
I'm gonna show you how to
guys-
flip this 190 and double it. We're gonna put it in a CD. Or flip the CD. Do something.
That's why they need an education.
Show them how to make the more money. Because those Nikes, unless you're not gonna wear them, as soon as you start wearing them, they depreciate. So unless you want to save them and then resell them, which is the thing on what you can do and what you can make plenty of money for.
My son gets a Nike sign drawn in his head. So I said to him, son, I know you like Nikes, but just know, those very sneakers you had LeBron's on. LeBron doesn't pay for those.
Sure.
No. Nike pays LeBron to wear those so that you would then buy those. And you with that Nike sign on the side of your head
You fucking advertise.
are advertising for free for Nike what they pay LeBron to do. Now you can go ahead, get the Nike sign. But what if Nike paid you to put that in your head? Wouldn't you like that better? Like I'm trying to because I don't want to take the
Challenge
youth.
they thinking.
I don't want to steal your youth because I get it. You like it and you think it's cool. But I just don't want you to be walking around like the rest of these adults who think like you with brands that don't support you on your body and not benefit financially from them the way they pay people that you admire to endorse them so that you would buy more of that. Like I just, that whole consumer mindset for me. But whatever, the material worth and people weighing themselves by the materials that they have and not really being in touch with the person that they are and really working on that is just what loses me in society today. And y'all posting sneakers, especially adults, look like a bunch of fucking clowns in my eyes. But of course, I'm different probably than a lot of people because I actually care about people. So
I'll take it a step further. I look at you very differently if you lead with all your material shit, because I think of you're a shell. There's something missing. There is something about you that you're trying to make up for with these material things. I promise you, if a guy leads with his material shit when he's trying to talk to me, you lost, fam. First, I don't like that you did not survey the scene to understand the audience you were speaking to. I think it's just ridiculous. Literally, one guy was leading with the type of car he drives. He's telling me he's going shopping for, I don't even know the name of the car because all that shit, when I say it's irrelevant to me, I don't even know. That's how irrelevant the shit is. But this car, it was some fancy ass name. So I said, I imagine that's a coupe. I don't know, but I imagine it's a coupe.
Did
He
you
said,
say that to him?
yeah. He was like, yeah, they don't make it in a sedan. To which I replied, I fucking hate coupes. Two-door cars are fucking absurd to me.
Was it
I
Lamborghini?
don't know what it was. I literally can't even remember. And he was like, okay.
You probably stomped the shit
Stop
out
the
of
shit out. Why did you lead with that? Like, what? I want to know something different. I don't want you to lead with that because now I'm thinking, this nigga really ain't got nothing underneath his car or whatever else he's trying to sell me right now, as if like, I'm not, you can't buy me. I'm not buying you because you're dumb at the moment in my eyes. Like, it just doesn't, I always feel like
some guys,
there's something missing.
But
right.
A lot of people, that's all they have to offer. Like, I would say I'm a shrew for not wanting to fuck with a woman that don't like me. And maybe it's my ego. But my ego says I am not going to try to impress you with nothing but myself. Mm. So if you're looking for me to be or have something more, if I got to pull up in a certain type of car, you're just not for me. And I'm okay with that. I'm happy about that, actually. I lead with sounding frugal sometimes. Just so a bitch would be like, oh, you cheat. No, I can be very generous. I just wanted to see where the fuck you're at in order to determine whether or not you're worthy of my generosity. Everybody's not built to benefit off of you.
I mean, if you know enough, you know the difference between a frugal man and a cheap man. I don't think frugal is cheap at all.
No,
it doesn't mean that
conscious
you
of
don't
my
have
spending.
money. Yeah, you're conscious of your spending, and that's kind of a trait you want.
Right?
You know?
You trying to do stuff? You trying to build something?
No, some bitches look in the game. So you gotta lead with that just to lead them out.
That is a game, though.
So you really not trying to be with me, then?
in the mentality, I suppose.
Material. Some people are into material things.
So my sisters used to tell me when I was younger, the first thing a girl was gonna look at is your shoes. So I used to make sure my shoes was fucking pristine. Then one day I was working with my dad painting. I had paint clothes on. It was this real pretty girl. My dad was like, "You should go talk to her. She think you cute." Her mom had said something to my dad. I was like, "I can't go talk to her like this." My dad said to me, "Son, if a woman's not willing to take you in your worst shit, then you don't want her in your best shit."
That ain't even your worst shit. A man that looks like he can build shit.
Well, he's
super
teenager.
attractive.
She
Yeah,
don't
it's
give a fuck
different. It's
what we
different
build
ball
shit.
game. It's a different
I'm
ball
like,
game.
she need to see me
It's a
fly.
different
She was
ball
cute as
game.
hell.
I get it though, and I dealt with that from.
But yeah, now you see a working man. I see a working woman. That's attractive.
That's very attractive. I see a girl in fucking SEPTA uniform work boots, bitch, you looking good. See, I just use bitch loosely. I'm sorry, baby. But at the same time, yeah. But I come from, see, for me, I had to learn it and unlearn it because I was teased as a kid because of my clothes. You know what I mean? I dealt with a period where, not saying I came up super poor, I didn't, but at the same time, I didn't have the nice shit. Mm-hmm. So when the girls like the guys that dressed a certain way, and I knew I didn't have that, I didn't have the newest sneakers and shit like that, I used to weigh myself in my material worth. I had to break down, and breaking that cycle or breaking that way of thinking, that didn't mean I stopped liking nice things. It was more of a, no, I do it, but I don't do it to garner attention from you. I do it because I like it. Mm-hmm. So if I do go out and buy a certain pair of sneakers or a certain pair of jeans, it's not because I'm trying to garner attention from a woman and get you to like me more. It's because, no, that's what I wanted to have. Mm-hmm. And that's where it stops. But some people that's all they have. And I know that. So that's what they lean on. And there's an audience, like there's somebody for everybody. Mm-hmm. And just like there's women who are into the person, there's also women that are into material. So material men get material women. Mm-hmm. And the latter.
Cycle.
Shay, have you ever done wifely duties on girlfriend status?
Yeah.
Why?
What are wifely duties? That's
dog. This is literally the thing. So I say yeah, but I say yeah, not necessarily with a full understanding of what wifely duties are.
I'll give you some examples of
I buy the cow if you can get the milk for free. That's what we're talking about here. Let's go for it.
So for me, wifely duties are things like you wash my clothes from time to time. Not necessarily you cook my meals, but you're consistently cooking my meals. You babysit my kid. You my girlfriend, so you babysitting. You babysit my kid. You let me hold money. That's wifely duties to me. If you let a nigga hold money, to me that's wifely duties. I don't know, things like that. See, a girlfriend shouldn't be doing, I mean, it's stages to the girlfriend thing, right? Girlfriend shouldn't be doing anything for you, in my mind.
I don't know if I can necessarily get down with this whole idea because I don't, like, I hear what you say. I hear you saying what wifely duties are, but who made the rules? Like, who said that was
You sound like me.
It's just my perspective.
I don't know. I question so shit so much more now.
Let's do it this way. What do you think are some of the responsibilities of a wife?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
I thought on this, and I came to I don't know.
You know where we blur the lines is because when people get married that aren't prepared for whatever that entails, obviously your standards supposed to change, right? Your expectations change. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
And if your expectations, go ahead.
My mind is always going to go back to the conversations we had. My expectations are going to be based off the conversations and agreements that we had. I'm not going to expect you to do something we never talked about. I'm not going to expect you to do something you never did.
You chose to make her your wife off of what? Off of promises?
So girlfriends aren't supposed to do anything. So if girlfriend isn't supposed to cook, you didn't expect her to cook as your wife?
No.
These bitches don't know how to cook, or these niggas don't know how to fix the fucking sink. I'm trying to equate shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if it's a false equivalency.
I know all that shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is where we trying to set these expectations. Like, I think these shits are lower level. I think these shits are very watered down. I think they're saying you don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do laundry. Maybe you don't even have sex. Maybe you don't give a blowjob or something like that.
I like
unless you're a wife.
I hate the whole duty thing.
Okay. All right. Challenge the whole premise of the question. Yeah,
all right,
let's do that.
go ahead.
All right, let's take
No,
it.
let's do it. Let's do it.
We can challenge all these premises. We can challenge the whole.
Because
Okay.
what's her name? The divorce court judge said it, and that's where this whole conversation and question comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Good question,
same
Shay.
duties, responsibilities, thoughts. I mean,
So, what are wifely duties? I have no fucking clue. What we are taught and conditioned to believe in
hold on.
society.
It can't be more than a minute, so let's just try
Go
this
ahead.
real quick. Oop, I done
What?
muted all my shit.
As you should.
All right, go ahead. What? This divorce court lady.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. She said, never do wife duties at girlfriend prices.
She's just a girlfriend. I guess. They don't know.
It's the divorce court. Cite the source.
I like that. So, they weren't living together, number one. Maybe their relationship wasn't defined out or outlined to be that situation. I wouldn't even call that wifely duties. I would consider that as favors. Because if you didn't do as long as you did, it didn't mean he was going to like you any different or love you anymore.
Judge Lynn told her, that's her name.
Yeah, Lynn. I don't feel like he was going to like or love her any more or less because she did or did not do that. I think she did that to try to reel a nigga in.
Or that could have been just what she was taught.
It could be what she was taught. But some people find securities in trying to lock a motherfucker down by cooking for him, cleaning for him. You think washing his drawers is going to make the niggas stay home a little bit more and appreciate you more. And I just don't think we should go operate under that premise.
So now y'all have challenged me, and I did before think there was just innate wifely duties. I still believe there are wifely duties and there are husband duties. For example, I don't expect my wife to climb up on a roof and patch a leak.
No.
Now, if she happens to have a background in roofing, and I don't know shit about roofing, then it's different things, whatever.
That's different.
But I'm just going to speak broadly. I don't expect her to be able to fix toilets. I do expect her to know how to change a tire. I feel like her father should have taught her that. Her father didn't teach her, I'd teach her. But I do feel like it's my husbandly duty to tend to her vehicle, to tend to the house physically.
Is that something you just do for your wife, though, or do you do that for your
I
significant
do it for
other?
my lady.
Period.
I do it for my sisters.
Period. Because you're being
But that's
what?
how you
But
were
did
taught.
you?
I
But
take out
did
the
you?
trash.
So when we say, I
Being
feel
a
like
gentleman
the
or
issue
being a
is when
man.
we say, let's go. What is wifely duties? What is husbandly duties? What does that really mean? Because you wouldn't do that for your girlfriend. Then is that
I
what
would,
we're
though.
saying?
Yes, I very
I
much
would.
would go on the roof.
So
and
I'm
actually
definitely doing
for
husband
my-
things
for a woman.
boyfriend prices.
Yeah, for a woman that I decide that's my lady. If you're my lady, I'm gonna look out for you.
But then I guess I'm saying it's not a husband thing.
That's
So
not.
are we? I guess that's the challenge to the question. Like,
You
or
got
the statement that was made in that never do wifely duties at girlfriend
I
prices.
think it's a dumb statement to make because at the end of the day, we're not defined, like the duties of being a wife isn't clearly defined. If you really love somebody and you rocking with that person, you're going to do anything for that person.
And it's also not clearly defined because it's all very relationship based. Like if,
Facts.
like you said,
Cultural, all that.
if I have a history, if I know how to fix a kitchen sink and my man he can, but I can do a better job. Why the fuck would I ask him to fix the
Like,
kitchen
why
sink?
would I allow my
Shit.
pride to say no? I have to do it.
We are not in a society where, you know, the woman stays at home and the man goes
That's
to work.
just done.
That shit is out of the window. Let's just get those thoughts out of our head. So you washing your man's clothes is not a prerequisite to y'all being in a marriage or relationship.
Exactly.
That is not. You cooking and cleaning isn't a prerequisite. Now, keep in mind, I do judge your cleanliness, meaning if you're trifling, I just can't deal with you.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's not because you're doing it for me. I want you to keep yourself clean, in your house, in your personal space clean. that lets me know whether you're going to keep my space clean. That's just a personal thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's rightfully duties. If you washing a load, can I throw a couple pair of drawers in there?
Right.
Is it a problem?
Now, if you washing clothes, we can take turns. These are things that happens in relationships. This is how we work together. It's called teamwork.
Right.
Now,
but in another relationship, it could be very much so. This is what you do. Wife, you're going to wash clothes.
But
Husband, you're going to fix the car. But that's what it is. It's all very based on that relationship.
I
If
think
we define our stuff, then we did that.
In religious circumstances, I think people kind of make it boil it down to, you know, the whole premarital sex, you know, living together, things like that. I think, and that's where I think her bases come in.
Yeah, but she said he has his own apartment. He just usually stays there. He said she want me there.
And what she trying to do? Reel a nigga in. Because what you want to do is close. Who do a man honor next to God?
His mama?
His mother. So she's trying to do everything that his mother would do to make that nigga come home every fucking day. Because that's a comfort space for men. Most of them.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not. But at the same time, she just condemned her for doing wifely duties at girlfriend prices.
I mean, I guess.
What is the girlfriend price?
When things.
Listen, no, I don't know. That was just her. I'm using her.
Oh, you know what? Here's what me and my mom had had lunch yesterday and had a conversation about marriage. So I guess my mom will be more aligned with this. I guess we were talking about marriage and she was saying, challenge everything she says. My mom was very Christian, so I challenged her whole shit. She was saying, son, I respect it. For her, the legal marriage is about security. She's still of a mind, and I happen to agree, that it's a man's job to protect and provide. Now, not necessarily provide doesn't mean you are the sole provider, but you provide, you protect, you teach. It doesn't mean the woman doesn't teach as well. And so I'm very much in line with, once you get married, there is a degree of protection. Like right now, neither you or I are legally married. If you or I die today, all our shit goes to our parents.
Yep.
Doesn't go to our partners. Because we're not legally married. So that's where I'm very much like, yeah, that's security. If we were married, then all our stuff would go to our partner. Makes
or
sense.
if you just wrote up a legal document
Exactly
stating it as well.
I could just make a contract real quick, you know, and then all my insurances, my beneficiaries are very clearly aligned and designed. But yeah, so I can understand that type of thinking. There is security, and so maybe what Judge Lynn is saying is like, you have no security. You're letting him in your space in your house. You're feeding him. You're washing his clothes. What security do you have? Now, I'm sure he's doing something. I'm sure he's hoping he's doing something. Are you cooking and you're also buying all the food? Are you like buying all the detergent? I don't know. Like, what do we? He's not doing shit. He's not doing anything. We only got a sound bite. We got a clip that could have been more than 20 seconds.
Slow.
So yeah, but that's where the cussing came from. So we played it. But yeah,
I mean, you got to be doing more than laying, just trying to lay pipe.
We don't know that he's not though. Like, we don't know that he's not. We also don't know that that's just not. Some women are just motherly. Like, it's just in them to do so. It's in them to be that way.
And that will
that's my little sister.
And that will reel a nigga in. That will have a dude like not wanting to go nowhere because that's a sense of security and that's a sense of comfort.
That also leaves space for you to get taken advantage of.
And
it leaves space for you taking advantage of.
A wide open space. So I get the notion of not doing, but you just have to. There has to be certain guarantees in your relationship, and what I boil it down to this: I'm not spending my last on a girl that I'm not, or I'm not spending an abundance of time with a woman I'm not fully invested in, or I feel as though it's fully invested in me. That's just. I feel I treat my time as a privilege. I treat my resources as a privilege. I'm not exercising that for you. I'm not trying to reel you in with the promise of that either.
We don't know that she did that. I also think that there has to be some sense of security in a relationship. Or if you're a motherly person, like a motherly woman, and you know this, don't bitch about how it all goes. Because you know that this is you. You know that you're gonna do it to the next one. You know, you have to know, you should know, but it comes with a lot of knowing the ramifications of who you are. You need to accept that this is a part of the process.
But Shay, that shit don't always work though. You know how many chicks I encountered that tried that motherly shit? And
no, it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't.
But I'm not. That's what I'm not saying. That it'll necessarily. Yeah. We don't know that she did it to keep a guy. Like it could genuinely be her.
I get you.
Because she was.
It could genuinely just be who she is.
She was up there with her mother.
Yeah.
You in court with your mom. So I'm going to just make a whole bunch of assumptions here. You probably have a great relationship with your mom. Your mom has probably really taught you a bunch of things. Really taught you how to be motherly, really taught you how to be a wife, really taught you how to be a partner. And so these are now ingrained in who you are, and so that's what you do. That's what just expectations are. Just like it's my expectations to take out the trash. That is what my dad taught us. The girls could not take out the trash. The girls could not clean the litter box. The girls did not walk the dog. The girls did not do the physical labor. You talk to my mom now, she don't do none of that shit. It could be something that just needs to go to the basement. Something like a pipe. It was a pipe. This is a real story. It was a copper pipe in the just on the second floor, and it needed to go in the basement. My dad was, I guess, lollygagging. I don't know if he did. I don't know what the problem was. He was lollygagging, and I just happened to be there, and she happened to say something while he was there. It couldn't. Copper pipes are pretty heavy, but it wasn't that heavy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, at the time, I wasn't thinking she could do it or should do it because this is what I've seen my whole life.
Muscle.
So I just did it or whatever. But I'm like, and now what we were talking about, I'm like, really, she could have taken it down there. But when you've been taught that, or that's been the relationship that you have had all this time, that's not what you want to do. Another thing that she actually said to me, she told me to not always open the door for my lady because that's another thing my dad taught me. He always opens the door. Car door, house door, store door, always opens the door. She said, don't always do that because she has literally been in the car and sat there waiting for him to open the door, not realizing that he wasn't even in the car with her. And has to remind herself, oh shit, I have to open the door for myself. Now that's an extreme example because she's very much spoiled. But it's like, and my dad's very much gentlemanly in that way. But it's like, yeah, if you're taught these things, that becomes a part of who you are. And so,
it's normal.
Yeah, we're going to just challenge the whole premise of the question. Let's remove duties. Let's remove wifely duties. You are who you are. You are what your parents made you. You are what you took and accepted. And you make the choices that you make. And you're going to have to just deal with the consequences. And hopefully that's just who she is. And she will definitely find a man who truly appreciates all that motherly shit.
You have to be selective. Once you learn who you are, you learn the ramifications of who you are and how some people can take advantage of it. You have to be selective. You really do.
I think it sounded, what I got from it, besides my little comment about buying a cow, it was just that, why walk into a situation with your guard up? Like, we're, of course, as a society, I'm pretty sure you've been in some shitty situations where as though you have to be cognizant and aware of who you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm open. You know what I mean? Like, I'm open to be impressed and to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. Or to be, you know what I mean? I think where we get into where we're trying to be risk averse, as if we're investing in stocks and shit. And our time is very precious, I get it. So you definitely don't want to waste it. But when you walk into these circumstances, it's not a one shoe fits all. Mm-hmm. Everybody's different. You really don't know who you're dealing with. Some people are master manipulators. Some people are very good at jading their true selves from whomever they're courting. So where they say like, you're being your best self. You're presenting your best self when you're just out dating somebody and being on a date where you don't really know somebody until you live with that person. Mm-hmm. I think that's a real thing. And people are finding themselves being married to people that they really don't know. And when we're pushing this concept of marriage in the guise that this person is going to be everything that I want them to be when we get married, I think it's just a false concept. If you just now finding out who that person was when you got married and you waited that long to figure out who the fuck they was, maybe you should have been out there buying a fucking cow. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever that fucking premise is. Maybe you should have been exercising and experimenting a little bit more with this person. Like, how are you getting married to somebody you don't
with the
know?
person? How do you figure out?
But and that's what made me like. It makes me question a lot of things. Like, what are wifely duties? Because I want to know. I mean, you're not going to know every situation, but those big things, those things that are bound to happen, you kind of want to know what the response is going to be from your mate. If my kitchen sink is fucked up, you have your own house, I have my own house, I need a plumber, dog. Do you have a number? Even if you don't know how to do it, like, how are you going to respond in that moment? Are you going to say, oh, that's fucked up and that's the end of my situation for you? How is that going to go? I need to know those things.
Do you get on top of it for me? Do you handle business?
I need to know those things.
Yeah, so I do want you to perform those. Yeah, it's an audition. We audition.
It's an audition.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's
like,
an audition.
If I'm going to say, you know what, you ain't my wife, so I ain't even going to bother you with this. It's just, dude, like,
you never know how she's going to handle it.
Just give me the test.
If
Let me
you
see
hungry,
what's
nigga,
up.
I'm a cook. I'll feed you.
You hungry? Yo, let me give you something to eat. Yo, I just worked like 12 hours. I'm hungry as hell. If you don't say, not saying I'm holding you to that standard, but if you say, yo, I got something to eat over here. I just made X, Y, and Z. Come get a plate. Like, you know what I mean?
Or I order you something.
Or I order you something. I think that's a nice thing to do. It's not a wife thing to do. It's just a nice thing to do. If we're courting each other, we like each other. I will never forget it.
I remember stuff like that.
I just don't want people walking into situations with their defenses up and not really getting to know the person they're dealing with. Don't think that if I know you're intentionally holding back, I don't really want to get to know the rest. Because you could be holding something back good and something back bad. Either way, I'm gonna find out at that goal line and I'm gonna realize, damn, this was either a big mistake or what a blessing. And we're just under the presumption that these people are such blessings that they can hold back. No, you shitty. You probably selfish.
You don't know. you don't know.
I'm just saying, like, you probably just selfish, and you probably used to holding back, and you're probably not prepared to really share.
Yeah, you're holding back makes me uncomfortable, fam.
Yes.
And it's not, but it just the concept, the idea of you holding back.
Or what
makes
about the people
me
getting married so they don't feel like a hug? It's a thing.
It's a thing.
You don't. So there are people.
It's a pocket.
There are people out here that may have been hoes in their past life that, you know, may join a church or something and refrain for like 6 months on a nigga and then, you know, make the nigga marry her and shit just to go out there and realize she should have kept fighting in the first place. It's just like, you know, people are in and out of divorces, like Teen Mom, for example. Some of these broads on there have been in and out of relationships and divorces because they are making niggas marry them before, I guess, they're having sex. So now you're just in and out of relationships, in and out of marriages. So instead of having 5 boyfriends, you got 5 marriages.
I'm not gonna keep getting divorced, goddammit. That ain't gonna happen for me. No, not gonna happen. If I'm in it, I'm in it because I'm not gonna let it hit my credit that goddamn hard. Okay?
You know.
No, it's absurd. I think that's ridiculous.
I'm just saying, there's a market for that.
Sure. Sure is. But
sounds ridiculous, right?
That's stupid.
It is stupid, but people do that.
It's stupid, but a lot of shit is though. Like when you really think about it, this was a topic, and now we're here saying, let's challenge the entire fucking idea of it. Like it doesn't make sense.
All right, how do y'all feel about waiting until marriage?
Huh? What?
To have sex, that is.
I feel like it's romantic. I feel like it's whimsical.
That's romantic. Go ahead.
It's a whimsical unicorn of a situation.
How do I feel about it? I feel like
yes, it's a unicorn.
I feel like it can work for some people. I feel like it's not for me.
I feel like people that wait till marriage are people that fucked previously and were like, you know what? And it didn't work out. Like they've been having sex. They had sex before.
What if we're
And
not
then they get
compatible?
with sexually, like, yeah, that's the thing. So I just feel like
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying I'm risk averse, but shorty, if I don't test drive the whip, I'm sorry. I don't care what promise you got at me at the end of the rainbow, shorty. It can't be much better than what I've been through already. So
I'm not knocking anybody that does it. Like, it's not a knock, but it's
I
just
respect
I don't
everybody's
think
choices in religion.
it's not my way.
Things wherever that comes from, but I just be wondering, like, fam, like, is this what we're? Because then I'm gonna start to think like, so is this why we get married? Like, this what we waiting for? If I was a woman, it's like, this why you asked to marry me so you can hit it?
Right.
Like,
I dig that.
I don't know.
I mean, I never entertained it. I mean, if a chick led with that, I would be like, thank you, you're not for me.
Yeah,
Don't think, because I'm be out here fucking everything and leading up to our marriage.
Yes,
and I don't even know if I'm going to come
what
out on my side
expectations
bitches
are we saying?
when we do get married.
You just think I'm just not. How long are we gonna wait to get married? Am I supposed to not have sex at all? Does this mean you're not giving me a hand job, a blow job, anything? I'm just supposed to go curve. Like, what's supposed to happen?
Listen, I never believed in nothing that much. Like, I never believed in nothing that much. And sex used to be the most important thing to me. I can say with faith that it's not the most important thing to me. No more.
But
and
I
you still can't hold out.
Whip.
You still can't hold out. It's not going to work. I'm still going to be out here. I'm going to be knocking something down. Unfortunately for you.
Anything else?
I think we can put a bow in it.
Yeah, we can put a ball in that part, though.
Oh, remember, y'all, the word oxymoron is in of itself an oxymoron. The Greek word oxy means sharp and moron means dog. Hope we gave you that sharp and that dog today. It was a great conversation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to everybody that tuned in on Facebook Live and commented.
Yo, and for everybody that is tuning in on Facebook Live, just know the recording will be released on the
I was thinking that we need to
and
start
SoundCloud.
Oh yeah.
And we also are going to be on. We're starting our YouTube.
YouTube
page as well.
soon.
YouTube's coming. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes.
So
please get our subscriptions up.
please
like
subscribe.
and review.
Get our plays up.
We need y'all support. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, taking the time out of your day. You can listen to us in your car. You can watch us on YouTube.
Work, cooking,
Home,
cleaning,
whatever.
We are for everything.
Right. So thank you for tuning in. But Darren closes out my bad.
That was it. I
We
closed
did
this
it
out.
already. Then we started
You
talking.
hit the oxymoron? Sure?
Yeah, you missed that.
All right, peace, y'all.
We didn't say peace.
Peace.
Oh, I didn't do the 2 fingers like a player.
Peace. Thank you.